You've worked hard to earn and save. Now it's time to make your money work hard for you. This is Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida of A Better Way Financial.
All right, so in truth, I don't know how many of us actually watch the Academy Awards anymore. I like watching the pre-show. I like seeing all the beautiful dresses as the lovely ladies go by. But whether or not you actually watch really any award show, but the Academy Awards in particular, they were handed out a few weeks back, guys. What's an interesting little trivia, a little factoid, what you might not know about those Oscar statues is that if you win one, it's not entirely yours. You can keep it, but you cannot sell it. You can actually, in fact, even pass it down to an heir, but your heirs cannot sell it either. And if you break those rules, the Academy can take you to court. Suddenly it gets very serious. Does anybody feel like that escalated fast over that little gold statue? But guys, it's interesting because I feel like as somebody is listening to us say that, they're like shocked. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, who cares? What's the big deal? And yet, it's not unlike the way Uncle Sam is about our savings and our retirement, because your 401k or IRA, that's not all yours. The IRS has a claim on part of it. If you pass it down, the IRS gets paid before your kids do. In retirement, there are things you cannot sell or move freely because of liquidity rules. And if you don't follow the rules, there are penalties. So this is the question. What can we do to gain more control over our retirement savings? And so fewer tax deductions are dictated by the government's rule books, guys.
What you have to do, if you're in a financial position to do this, you have to make the government an offer they can't refuse.
Oh, hey, look at that Italian coming through. I love it. Tell me more, Frank.
The reason they can't refuse it is because they wrote the rules.
Okay.
And you can actually follow the rules.
Got it.
You see, the problem is you have this money in your 401k plan. You have this money in your IRAs. And that money's going to continue to grow. You know, the rule of 72 states that if your money average is 7%, it's going to double in 10 years. And if your money averages 10%, it's going to double in 7.2 years. So, you know, if you're thinking about it, in 14 to 20 years, your money can quadruple. Well, if you do nothing and you leave that money in that IRA, in that 401k plan, you then have to pay taxes on the quadruple amount of money. But you can buy the government out. You can convert that money into a Roth IRA, or at least some of that money, take some of that money and convert it into a Roth IRA before it grows. Then all the future growth and that money, you don't have to pay taxes on that. So you only pay taxes on the amount that you convert at the time. So you wind up saving taxes on about 3/4 of it over a span of 14 to 20 years. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and so that's something we look into, is making sure that you keep what you got, because ultimately it's not, at the end of the day, it's not about how much you have, it's about how much you get to keep. And so that's something we're looking into at A Better Way Financial, trying to figure out how do we design the portfolio so that you're keeping more of your money. And so this is one of the ways to be able to do that, is converting some of the money from those 401ks, from those IRAs into Roth IRAs. And this is really good because a lot of people have money in those pre-tax retirement accounts. They have money in those 401ks, in those IRAs. So they get it. They understand that this is a problem, that money is going to continue to grow. And when they take it out in their retirement, they're going to have to pay taxes at the ordinary income tax rates. And so we talk about what we can do to get ahead of that. What are the rules of the IRAs? What are the rules of the different inherited IRAs? And how do we make sure that we're using those rules to save money in taxes for you over the course of your retirement years? And so that's what we do. That's what we look into doing, is just trying to protect you in your retirement. And one of those biggest risks that you have going into retirement is taxes. And so if you don't have a plan to address that, then you're likely going to be paying more than you need to in taxes. If you're not planning for them, you're paying them ultimately. So this is something we look into, trying to see what we can do so that we're paying the least amount possible. So That's what we do. We look into that. We're able to design a plan custom-made for your tax situation, custom-made for your investment plan, for your investments that you've saved over the course of your working career. And that's all complimentary within your retirement roadmap that we put together for you. So if you haven't had one of these drawn up for you and you're 55 and older and you save $500,000 or more for your retirement, give us a call and we're going to be able to put together a complimentary retirement roadmap for you. That number is 610-440-3722. Again, that's 610-440-3722. Or find us online at abetterwayfinancial.com.
You know, sometimes the more money you save, the bigger the tax problem you have. We had this couple that had come to one of our dinner seminars, a couple from Easton. They'd done a wonderful job saving. They had $6 million they accumulated. They wanted to live on $200,000 a year. They were 60 years old. And they wanted to retire at 65. And they were very, very, very concerned about the taxes.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that as you save more and more and more, you realize, well, as this continues to grow, I'm going to be on the hook for all these taxes. And so that was a big reason why they came in. They wanted some planning. They wanted some strategies to be able to save some money in taxes. We looked at what their income was looking like, what conversions we needed to do, what we can do, what strategies we could use to be able to save money in taxes over the course of their retirement years. And between the various strategies, we were able to show them how they could save over $550,000 in taxes over the course of their retirement years. And so keeping that money in your pocket instead of having to dish it out to Uncle Sam can really make a difference in their retirement. And so with their case in particular, we were able to show them by saving that money in taxes, by having everything rearranged within the portfolio to get the most income that they could out of it, they could actually spend not $200,000 of income per year, but actually $300,000 of income per year if they wanted to. So an extra $100,000 to be able to spend how they wanted to in their retirement years. And so having that type of planning done, making sure that they're having everything positioned so they're paying the least amount in taxes, they're having strategies in place to be able to try to get the most income that they can from their portfolio, whether that's to be able to spend on their own, whether it's to gift to their kids, or whatever it is that you want to do with those funds, you know, go on vacations, travel, things like that. This is the type of planning we can do, is we can look into seeing, well, what does your tax picture look like? What are your investments at? How do we get the most income that we can? Or maybe how do we retire sooner? If you're still working, what does it look like? When do you want to retire? And are you open to retiring sooner? Do you want to work till 67 or 70 or maybe only 65 or 62? Let's look into the options and let's see where we're at and try to make it so that you can retire when you want to. And that if you do want to continue working, you're not working because you have to work financially, but you're working because you want to work, not because you're not in a position where you can financially afford to retire, but that you're in a position where, hey, if I wanted to retire today, I could. That's the type of empowerment that we want to be able to bring to people's retirement, and saying that you're not in a position where you're going to have to worry anymore. If your boss pisses you off at work one day, you can just say, you know what, I'm done here. I don't have to keep on going to work because I know, financially speaking, that I'm in a position that I can retire. I can afford to retire. And so that is the type of planning, that is the type of empowerment that we wanted to bring into people's working careers and into their retirement, that they have control in their hands. They're not working because they have to. And so that's the type of planning we want to do. We want to be able to do that planning for you as well. And so if you're listening here today and you want to see, hey, maybe I can retire, maybe I am in a position that I can retire sooner than I originally anticipated, or maybe I can live on more money than I had initially planned, well, give us a call and let's find out. Let's see where you're at. Let's see what you're doing well, see if there's anything we can do better, and we'll build a complimentary retirement roadmap for you. If you're 55 and older and you've saved $500,000 or more, give us a call right now for your complimentary retirement roadmap. That number is 610-440-3722. Again, that's 610-440-3722. Or find us online at abetterwayfinancial.com.
Thanks for listening to Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.